Vader Immortal's second episode had a surprise release on Wednesday. The first episode from ILM X Lab was a blast, and I'd been looking forward to continuing the story ever since. Just like last time, I'm going to run through it all and the gameplay and review everything with spoilers since this story is more exclusive. You have to have an Oculus VR headset to experience it, and if you have one and you want to play through the game yourself with no spoilers, I would skip today's video. So, in episode 1, we learned that our character was a Force-sensitive descendant of a woman named Lady Corvax from Mustafar. Her husband died and she tried to use a Mustafarian relic called the Bright Star in this big machine to bring him back to life, and it caused destruction across the planet, turning it into the hellscape we know it to be. Vader is seen discussing the Bright Star with a mysterious figure known as the Black Bishop, and it would appear he wants to use it to reach Padme yet again. He needs a descendant of Lady Corvax to help him, and so we're kinda pulled along on this mission. Episode 2 begins with Vader, and he starts teaching us how to use the Force by throwing rocks at us. He's really throwing us into the deep end there. But once he feels like he's pelted you enough, you move into a new elevator room, but it crumbles and you fall down into a deep pit. You're saved by the Black Bishop, who reveals he's actually not on Vader's side, and he's trying to get the Bright Star back to the Mustafarians to try and heal their planet. So that becomes your mission, but he heads off and you're attacked by a giant four-armed Rancor-looking creature called a Dark Ghast. You scare it off with the Force and meet back up with your droid co-pilot Zoe and Vylip the Mustafarian. Together you fight your way through sentries until you get to another elevator which leads you to a large gathering of deactivated sentries. From there you head into the tomb of Lady Corvax's husband where you meet the Black Bishop again. This time he tells you that he is Lady Corvax's husband, stuck between life and death after his wife attempted to bring him back to life. He offers you his light sword, which is pretty awesome. It feels like a step between the proto-saber from the Secrets of the Empire VR experience and the lightsabers we know today. It definitely feels more ancient and kind of like it might just decide to stop working at any second, but I loved its activation and deactivation sequences. I was just playing around with it and looking at it for a while. In the tomb, you retrieve the Bright Star and give it back to Vylip, who has apparently been working with Vader this whole time. Vader steps out to face you and throws you all off the side of a cliff. Down there, Vylip is eaten by the Dark Ghast, and you fight with it until the Mustafarian priestess and some warriors help you. The priestess tells you to get ready to attack Vader's castle with the deactivated droid sentries, and that's how this episode ends. I thought this was an excellent continuation of the story. It doesn't have the same wow factor that the first one did just because it's the second time we're stepping into this world, but things still feel fresh with the introduction of the Force as a tool. It's pretty much limited to just Force push or pull, but still, it's neat. Using the Force did feel pretty finicky at times for me, but by the end I was wielding the ancient light sword in one hand and throwing sentries or rocks around with another. It felt awesome. I also think this one has a better replayability factor because I know that there was some stuff I could have done better. Like in the last fight with the Dark Ghast, I think you can spear it with a sharp rock, but I was just struggling to get control of it and then I completely whiffed the throw. I would like to try that again. The rest of the gameplay is a lot of fun and very immersive. There were some stuttering moments here or there, but I don't think there were as many as the first episode. When the elevator falls down the shaft, I let out a little scream. When the Dark Ghast attacked out of nowhere, I jumped. I absolutely felt like I was there, and it seems like there are a lot more dangerous locations this time around. The story being told is also very interesting. I'm really into the Black Bishop and what his deal is. I can't quite tell whose side he's really on, if he's lying to me or to Vader or to both of us. Right now, I do believe he was once Lady Corvax's husband, but this is all very strange and cool. As an Indiana Jones fan, I was very into the whole tomb raiding aspect of the story, solving the occasional puzzle and all that good stuff. I do wish there were more Easter eggs or something. The first episode had some really fun stuff, but it fit better. Maybe I don't wish for Easter eggs so much as more motivation to explore around. The environments look cool, but I spent a lot of time walking around just to see if I could find some hidden goodies, and there's nothing much to see. Anything worth looking at is in your immediate line of sight. This episode was all around just more exciting and faster paced. I finished it and I thought that it was rather short compared to the first one, but I recorded for 40 minutes from start to finish in episode 2, and the first episode was about 45 minutes. I felt like I'd only been playing for 20 or 25 minutes or so, but I think everything is just so fast paced and exciting from the start that it seemed to fly by. So yeah, Vader Immortal Episode 2 is great. It's absolutely worth the $10 if you have an Oculus Rift or Quest already. I think my Quest is really cool, but I honestly haven't touched it since the first episode of Vader Immortal released back in May. I don't think I'd recommend buying a VR headset just for this, but if you already have one, then absolutely pick the game up. I haven't played the new Lightsaber Dojo yet, but if it's anything like the first episodes, it's also a good time. I put a good few hours into that back in May, so much so that I kinda hurt my shoulder swinging the saber around. Honestly, the only real negative I can think of for Vader Immortal Episode 2 is that you can't hold Darth Vader's hand. Like, what's even the point if I can't let him lead me around these ruins by the hand? Oh well, maybe in Episode 3. But that's it for today. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.